Let's look at different ways we can study flashcards in RemNote. The first and most basic way is to click Q in the sidebar. This will begin a study session of all the Rem in your entire knowledge base. For more focused study, you can click on the same icon beside the appropriate folder or document you wish to study from. This can also be achieved while inside a folder or document by pressing on the three dots at the top right of the screen and selecting Practice Rem in this document. You'll see two options to study your Rem. Choosing with spaced repetition will be the same as clicking on the icon in the sidebar. This is the one that I use the most often. That's because I want to make use of the spaced repetition software. Now, if you choose Practice without spaced repetition, this will instead make a study session of all the Rem in your current document. So you can study the same Rem over and over if you want to, whereas practicing with spaced repetition will create a study session with only the Rem in the current document that are also in your queue. So a very quick demonstration of this. I have 5 Rem in this current document called Q. Now I'm going to study them with spaced repetition. So I'm just going to answer all 5 of them really quick. And you can see that if I use with spaced repetition again, it will say that I have no cards left to study. That's because those cards were in my queue, and now that I've finished my queue, they won't show up. However, if I use without spaced repetition, I'll see those cards again. And just so you're aware, practicing without spaced repetition is slightly a misnomer, because spaced repetition stats still do apply. However, you're recreating your pile of cards over and over, meaning you're applying spaced repetition to those cards over and over again. So, for example, if you study the same document without spaced repetition 10 times in a row, when you study your queue tomorrow from your sidebar, you probably won't see those cards because you've pushed those cards 10 times back using the spaced repetition software. I really only find myself using the without spaced repetition when I'm cramming or preparing for an exam I have tomorrow. But otherwise, I would use the regular with spaced repetition because that is the more consistent way to learn the Rem. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.